Good morning, I'm Nivareti Manu, and this is your morning news fix for Wednesday, 10th of December. In this update, the Public Transport Users Association says police should be allocating officers to patrol buses, with a man due to appear in court today over two senseless attacks in East Auckland. One man died after suffering a stab wound on a Glen Innes bus on Monday night, and another's in a serious but stable condition. Police tracked down and arrested a 36-year-old man in the CBD yesterday. Association National Coordinator John Reeves says silence from Auckland Transport isn't acceptable after this. He says it's about time it got together with the government and police and set up a dedicated public transport policing team. The number of people to be consulted for consents and permits under the government's alternative to the RMA is likely to fall. The Act will be replaced by a planning law and an environment law, which will be phased in by 2029. One of the changes will be removing the right for people to be consulted on consents that don't directly affect them. Infrastructure New Zealand Chief Executive Nick Leggett says that's a positive change, and he says that the current RMA system allowed for the stop and block culture that New Zealand is often guilty of. Many will be watching the government to see whether it will take further action against people caring for severely disabled family members. A landmark Supreme Court ruling has confirmed family carers are entitled to be paid, a decision the government fought against due to its financial impact. Employment lawyer Joe Williams says the ruling settles the legal position, and the added cost of holiday pay creates a significant new liability for the Ministry of Health. He says one option for the government is to legislate over the top of this. Police are maintaining an increased presence in Horowhenua's Foxton Beach after the deaths of two people in a house fire yesterday. The victims will be formally identified in coming days. Horowhenua Mayor Bernie Wandin says the loss of life is already distressing, and for it to happen in this way is truly tragic. A 10-year rahui has been put in place on the burnt land at Tongariro National Park caused by the second fire in a month. It's now fully contained, with 3 ground crews, 1 tanker and 1 helicopter at the fireground today. This new rahui is on top of one imposed on the nearly 3,000 hectares already burnt in November. Legal experts doubt it's likely New Zealand will follow Australia's lead on banning social media for under-16s. Canterbury University's senior law lecturer Cassandra Mudgway says we don't have the kind of legal architecture Australia does, like a regulator with enforcement powers. She says a standalone ban here would create a false sense of safety, and young people would move to less moderated platforms and riskier apps where harm might be worse and harder to trace. In sport, wicket-keeper Mitchell Hay will make his Test cricket debut today in the second match between New Zealand and the West Indies at Wellington. Kiwi rower Emma Twigg has been nominated for Women's Crew of the Year at the World Rowing Awards after her switch to coastal sprint rowing. Red Bull and Helmut Marko have confirmed reports the Formula One outfit's longtime advisor is to leave the team. Marko departs Red Bull after more than 20 years. Having been one of the key figures in the team along with spearheading the junior program. I'm Nivareti Manu, and that's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at midday from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.